what are some of the ways that you experience true love? And that can include your romantic partner. I don't mean to in any way exclude that domain. I just want to broaden the understanding of this word. It's such a loaded word, of course, you know. People mean all kinds of things by it. But I guess for myself, what I mean by it is a feeling of profound connectedness, you know, such that you can easily, in the context of this person or this circumstance or this love of the land or whatever, that your understanding and your feelings about it are such that you are always looking for the greater good for it or him or her and you or them. You know, that you realize you're part of a loving system, let's say, and that your intentionality within that system is always for its highest good, even if that sometimes means your own so-called self-sacrifice, because in those ways it's not self-sacrifice. It's you would far rather give up whatever thing it is you're holding onto if it means the well-being of, say, your family or your best friend or your community or your forest that you have loved, or whatever it is. It's easy. It's not even a sacrifice. You would lay down your life in some contexts. That's what I mean by love, is a feeling of such intense connectedness that your intentionality is always looking for what is the most wonderful outcome for this circumstance.
And from a large standpoint, I was just thinking about fear and love. Isn't it fear that drives us to be constantly in a state of war and aggressive postures, fighting other people and spending vast resources of the planet? And if we could just love peace, what's so difficult about loving peace that we can't kind of make it a tangible thing?
Isn't that amazing? You know, I went to a movie yesterday. I went to the new Roman Polanski movie yesterday. And prior to the movie, they showed previews for coming movies that were so, I have to say, revolting. It was just war and machinery and more war, and Iron Man 2 and loud bombardments. And I was thinking, this is representative of a great sickness.
And this is what we keep reprogramming our consciousness with, is fear and aggression and explosions and so on. And look at Avatar, for example, which has a very beautiful message of a planet in some kind of a sublime harmony.
Yes.
And at the same time,
they had to put the war
machine in and
make
a lot of
make
stuff
it a
blow up.
blockbuster. Exactly. It's a peculiarly American thing, I think, with this war fixation. But I think we have to really resist it. And as you say, love peace. I mean, what's so hard about it? What's so hard about loving peace? Loving love, you know. I know that people get kind of addicted to adrenaline, and that the stirring up of fear and of hatred comes with a tremendous amount of, adrenaline. And people get a little bit, I think, they get a kind of rush, and it makes them feel very alive, although not in a good way, but perhaps it's just what they're used to.
Well, it's a great way to manipulate people, because fear is always going to get a response.
That's right. Yeah.
Can love get a response? Can you really, in the abstract, love peace? Well, I think if you've experienced any kind of terror or aggression, that can make the idea of peace a whole lot more attractive.
Absolutely. Yes.
I don't know whether peace can come from a warmongering society, but certainly the people who've experienced the ravages of it must have a powerful longing for peace.
Yeah, well, I think that has been shown historically in nations, such as Japan, for instance, who basically just went into kind of a anti-militaristic phase after World War II because, they were so sickened by what war actually looked like on the ground. And, I think that we have to really understand in our own lives as well, when you're titillated by the negative, by violence, by sort of righteous feelings of aggression, notice really what that feels like and consider what it feels like when that is washed clean, when that has moved through. It's really like, putting down a tremendous burden.